Welcome back to another video. I was asked by a student recently, what is the difference between density plots and regular maps, and when do we use each? Let's look into it. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Super quickly, this is going to take me 20 seconds to explain because I got asked this 3 or 4 times just yesterday. What is the Jellyman Education website for? So if you're trying to break into data for the very first time, you don't want to go back to uni or spend tens of thousands of dollars on a computer science degree, how do you do it? This website takes you from nothing to being an employable analyst. It's done in 3 key parts. One is you're going to learn everything Tableau. Second part is you're going to learn all the other core skills. So Agile, SQL, data cleansing, cloud technology, all of that is in phase 2. And then the very last one is actually how to get hired. How does the recruitment process work? All of it's in there. At the top, there's a freebies button. Click on that. There's heaps of fun stuff for you guys. All right, back to the video. So the main difference really between using regular maps or density plots is actually dependent on your data set, on how it comes out, right? So it's not that you choose one or the other. It depends on the situation of your data. So say I have postcode data like so. There's a lot of points which are really dense and they're actually touching. So for example, here, it's hard to see any insight in there. So if I was to, make the points larger, even change the color, let's just say like that, or if you want to color it by sales, right? It's okay, but it's hard to see what's actually happening because you could have big points like this and say there's a lot, but what we actually can't see is the overlap. So if you zoom in, let's say to this area right here, see how you zoom in and it actually starts to spread out. You can't see that in a regular map. So even though you have these big points, right, they may not be as much as another area that's lighter, but a lot more overlaps. So in these situations, this is when density plots are really good. How do you do it? You build your regular map like so, and then here in the marks card, at the very bottom, you're going to see density. It's honestly that simple. And then we're just going to do some tweaks in terms of formatting to help it along. Okay. So when you do that, there's 2 key things you can change. Number 1 is the actual size of these bubbles, right? Now, obviously, the darker the color, the more overlapping points there are. Okay. But here you can't really tell. So what we're going to do is first, we're going to change the color to a different intensity scale. So I tend to start with this one, which is the density multicolor light one, just as a starting point, just because you have a lot more colors in that spectrum. So if we do this one, like so, and you'll see the red ones as obviously being the highest intensity, right? Like so. Now the problem is that depending on the scale of your numbers, the red could be 1 billion and the other points, just how the values are distributed, could be very low. So we can actually adjust the sizing to control how much overlapping is occurring, right? Like so, right? Like that. And then also in color, I forgot about this part, you can also adjust the intensity of it. So if I adjust this one right here, okay, you can adjust the intensity, but see how you get these kind of solid bits now? So from here, you kind of just have to play with it back and forth, right? To get the key ones, to get the kind of best layout. And then the other thing I would change is if you go into map and go background layers, okay, instead of it just being the light color, you want a really good contrast. So actually one of the best ones is using dark, right? This one right here. And if you do that, you get really good contrast with the back, and you see all these other points that kind of popped out. And now in terms of insights, it's so much easier because you can say, well, all right, there's 5 areas. There's one here, here, and maybe here. And with the intensity, you can control how many points you really want to show. So say you go, I want to show the top 3 areas. You can reduce this intensity, okay, until only 3 of the key areas are showing, for example, or you can play with the sizing, right? It's really up to you how you do it, all right? So that's density. How do you use the regular chart function? So that's really good when you have them spread out, okay? So here I have state, and you can see they're very large, right? They're very spread out. There's almost no overlap. This is good when you bring a measure in. So for example, I bring in sales into color, right? Now when you do that, because this is set to automatic, it's going to switch to this kind of chart here, right? Which you can use. But the reason I don't always use this one is because depending on the country you're analyzing, they could have like like this happens in Africa, right? Where you have these really tiny countries, right? Really, there's nothing there, but say there's like a really tiny country here with the highest value, but you can't see it because geographically it's very small. So I actually prefer a lot of the times to use the circle like so, and then use color and size. So if I bring in sales into size, okay, and then we're again going to change the background layer to even, dark is good, even normal is fine, so long as you choose a corresponding color that kind of matches, so, or that has good contrast. So say I do red, like so, right? That is, amazing, right? If you have trouble seeing kind of the borders of it because it's kind of disappearing, but you still want to retain that insight, here in color, you can go to border and just, you don't add the black one because that's too much. Just add enough that it registers in the brain, but it doesn't overwhelm the key points. Okay, so this is a lot better. And then what I would actually do to take this further is, say you zoom out a bit, right? You can get rid of all these kind of labels that are kind of unnecessary. And I would add, say I'm focusing on this point and this point, I would add an annotation for this. Okay, whatever it is, you can add it yourself, like so. I would add an annotation for this. Okay, like so. You would do a little bit of formatting in terms of the line, just so it's a little bit more visible, like so. And when you do that, now you're calling attention to certain things so that when someone comes in and has a look, it's like, all right, immediately they're going to read. It's very natural for people to just focus on what they can read. You can even change the color from pure red to, let's say, a two-tone. Make this kind of, you see I do this all the time, right? Like that, reversed, right? And now it's really focusing on the reds. From there, you can adjust, there's a lot of changes you can make, right? That really let you focus in on what you're trying to say with the data. It's not just about making charts, all right? So that's how you use regular maps with density plots, kind of things to consider on how to apply them in which situation. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe. 80% of people don't subscribe to the channel, but they're regular watchers I see in the analytics. Please subscribe. It really helps with the channel and, help support it running and going. So please, thank you so much for all those people that support the channel. See you next time.